Hello, I'm Dave Naylor, the news editor of the Western Standard, and we're coming to you tonight from the BMO Center in Calgary, where the UCP annual general meeting is kicked off, and thousands of people are streaming in behind me for the opening ceremonies. With me tonight is the Western Standard opinion editor, Nigel Hannaford.
Great to be here.
And Western Standard energy business expert, Sean Polzer.
Thanks, Dave.
Sean, the event started this afternoon with a session between Environment Minister Rebecca Schultz and Energy Minister Brian Jean. What came out of that?
Well, it was one part good old-fashioned political revival rally, partisanship playing to the partisan crowd, but also outlining some, I would say, fairly substantive things that Minister Schultz, she did the technical briefing, which is kind of a written response to the clean energy regulations that was sent off to Environment Minister Gibault yesterday. So we had the press release and story on it this morning. So it was a little bit of style, a little bit of substance, I'd say, playing to a partisan crowd, trying to get the cheers. And
federal Liberals bad,
federal
Alberta
Liberals
good.
Bad, Alberta good. Yeah, we will not back down.
We'll not back down. Nigel, there's more than 3,000 delegates registered for this convention, making it the largest political convention in Canadian history. It's a big weekend for the UCP.
Certainly is. That's the claim, 3,000. And just looking around here, I believe it. They had to actually move it from the previous location that they had planned. So, it's a very successful turnout. And it speaks, I think, to the enthusiasm that is driving this party at the moment. And I don't want to sound like a shill for the UCP, but you can't ignore the obvious. People are pumped, they're excited, and they're here for a good time, but they're also here to do some serious business.
Right, at the last AGM, we were dealing with the leadership issues with Premier Kenney.
Yes.
Look how far we've come in just a year.
Well, I think that's a really good point, Dave. I mean, you say how far we've come. It's how far this party has come. That so much of what was dividing them is now behind them. As long as the Premier Danielle Smith, keeps doing what she's doing and winning, then the people who don't like her, and they're still out there, but the people who don't like her don't have anything really to go on. And that's why I think it's so important for her team that they present well at this convention.
The Daniel Smith keynote address goes at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time tomorrow, which we'll be showing live on the Western Standard. I think we're going to see a lot of Ottawa bashing in that speech.
Oh, definitely you will. You know, one of the things that those of us who do this for a living have noticed that there's not usually much daylight between what Environment Minister Rebecca Schultz says and what the Premier herself says. So what we heard this afternoon that Sean was referring to that was substantive was a comment from the minister saying, look, you know, we've just put in this schedule. We'll see what they come back with. But if it's like the last one, we're going to fight this all the way to the end. And that is a winning strategy for the party, but also it's extremely important for ordinary Albertans who expect the lights to go on and the heat to stay on during the winter at a time when all the renewals are not working because the sun don't shine in the middle of the night and the wind don't blow when you just go like that and you can see your breath go straight up. So it's it's a real serious issue, and I think that what you'll hear tomorrow from the Premier almost certainly will be a steroid version of what the minister had to say this evening.
And maybe some new good stuff, hopefully. The other big thing that we're going to be keeping an eye out on over the weekend is the Take Back Alberta movement, led by David Parker. He wants, I guess, the grassroots to take charge of the party. And he is going to be, he sold a lot of memberships, he says, and he's going to be trying to get his people on the various boards. If it works, what do you think that will have much effect on the party?
So you must remember that whatever the party board consists of, it is the Premier and the elected representatives that make policy and carry it out. Where a ginger group like Take Back Alberta has influence, is that they can make it more difficult for individual MLAs who hang on to their seats with a slim majority to get elected the next time. But at the same time, they're limited by the fact that are you really going to work against the sitting MLA when the NDP are looking strong and powerful? I don't know. It's always politics is like that. There's always a lot of shoving and pushing and elbowing, but in the end, it is the elected representatives that will and must make policy.
Going on right now is a bear pit session with Justice Minister Mo Amory and Public Safety Minister Mike Ellis. Obviously, crime is a big issue with all Albertans, and our Jonathan Bradley and Jen Hodgkins is over there now, and they'll be filing a report when that's wrapped up shortly. The other big controversy here, Sean, that I don't know if anybody has realized yet, other than us, you can only get Bud Light down here on the Stampede grounds. They only sell Anheuser-Busch products. I mean, come on, don't they read the media?
Well, it's not Bud Light. It's regular Budweiser, but still, yeah. There's not a lot of selection on
Do
there.
you think we'll be allowed to bring our own in tomorrow?
In a brown paper bag.
Good old days when there was actually free beer for
I know.
For media.
media during a political convention.
Come on, UCP, get your game together.
Yeah.
A big day tomorrow. There's party voting for boards and the party president. Danielle Smith keynote speech, as mentioned, at 1 o'clock. And then all afternoon, they're going to be voting on dozens of various resolutions from pronoun policies to other fights with Ottawa. So it's going to be a fascinating day tomorrow. And please check back westernstandard.news throughout the day. We'll have all the coverage. So for Nigel and Sean, I'm Dave Naylor. Thanks very much.
Thank you.